Welcome back, folks, to another video. So for the video to remember the top 10 most haunted places on Earth. So let's get started. Okay. So number 10 is the Babenhausen Barracks in Hesse, Germany. So this is currently a museum, so you can go here if you want to try to see any ghosts. So ghosts of World War II German soldiers in uniform have been seen here. Lights are known to turn on and off by themselves. Voices can be heard coming from the basement. German commands can be heard being shouted at the middle of the night, and disembodied footsteps can be heard often. So also soldiers who have visited the museum and picked up a telephone have heard a woman talking backward. And also in the town of Babenhausen, a witch was allegedly burned at the stake sometime during the 1800s, and her ghost is said to have killed several German soldiers. Okay. So number 9 is the Château de Brissac in Maine et Loire, France. Okay, I definitely pronounced it right. I'm definitely pronounced it wrong, sorry, whatever. So this is originally built in the 11th century, but it was rebuilt in 1507. And a double murder occurred here sometime during the 1400s. And so one of the common ghosts that's seen here is that of the Green Lady, and she's often seen in the tower room of the chapel wearing a green dress. However, if you look at her face, her eyes and her nose are replaced with gaping holes. Yes, and also her moans can be heard throughout the castle in the early morning. Okay, and number 8 is the Banff Springs Hotel in Alberta, Canada. So this was built over 125 years ago, and some ghosts here are the ghost of a bride who died while she broke her neck while falling down a staircase after her dress caught fire, the ghost of a family that was murdered in room 873, and also the ghost of a former bellman, Sam Mulcahy. Also, the ghost of the bride can be seen on the staircase and also in the ballroom dancing while her dress is on fire. And the ghost of the family can be seen in the hallway outside room 873 as the room has been bricked up. Also, the ghost of the former bellman is helpful. He likes to help guests up to the rooms, turn lights on, and opens locked doors. Okay, number 7 is the Fort George, the Citadel in Nova Scotia, Canada. So this was built in 1749 and it was reconstructed in 1856. And some ghosts here are a soldier in uniform, an old man, a woman, a man in a red cloak, and an old lady who appears in mirrors, and a little girl who follows ghost tour groups. So reports of disembodied voices, unexplained bangs, and knocks, mists captured on film and can be seen with the naked eye, feelings of being watched, the sudden feeling of nausea, sudden gusts of wind and close off rooms, furniture moving, door banging, and people being pushed by an invisible force have been reported. Okay. And number 6 is the ancient Ram Inn in Gloucestershire, England. Okay, whatever. So this was built in 1155, and tales of child sacrifice and devil worship surround this building. Okay, and also it was allegedly built over an ancient pagan burial ground. And also reports of full-bodied apparitions, the feeling of being touched or pulled, disembodied voices, and the general feeling of evil are common here. And also 2 child skeletons were found underneath the staircase here. So yeah, okay. So number 5, it is the Tower of London in London, England. So this was originally built in 1078, and some ghosts here are Anne Boleyn, obviously had this, Lady Jane Grey, the White Lady who appears in the White Tower, standing at the window, and 2 children. So the ghosts of the 2 children are seen all throughout the castle, and the children are often in their nightgowns or holding hands, and with a look of terror on their face. Yeah. Okay, so number 4 is the Castle of Good Hope in Cape Town, in South Africa. So this was built during the 1600s, and the ghost of a tall gentleman who has been seen jumping off the side of one of the castle's walls. A popular story associated with the castle involves the former governor Peter Gisbert van Noot. So he died on April 23rd, 1728, which was the same day he sentenced 7 soldiers to death who were caught trying to desert the military. And one of the surgeons apparently put a curse on him, which apparently worked because he was found dead later that day with a look of terror on his face. So also, the ghost of the lady in gray has been seen running throughout the castle, holding her face and crying hysterically. Also, sometime during the 1700s, a soldier was found hanging in the bell tower, which was subsequently sealed off. However, the bell can be still heard to this day. And also, a ghost of a black dog is known to pounce on visitors but vanishes shortly afterward. And number 3 is the Monte Cristo homestead in New South Wales, Australia. So this was built in 1885, and some deaths that have occurred here are the death of a young child who was dropped down the staircase, the death of a maid who fell from the balcony, and the death of a stable boy who burned to death. So also a mentally ill man named Harold, who was the son of a caretaker, was trained up in the caretaker's cottage for 40 years. He was found curled up to his dead mother's body and died shortly after being sent to a mental institute. And also, caretaker was murdered in the caretaker's cottage here sometime after 1948. And number 2 is the Waverly Hills Sanatorium in Kentucky, United States. So this building was originally opened in 1910, but it was reconstructed in 1926, and it also generally this looks terrifying. So it was a tuberculosis hospital during the early to mid 1900s, and as many as 63,000 patients are believed to have died here. So also the patients here were supposedly mistreated, and questionable experimental procedures were performed on them. So many ghost shows. I have found evidence of ghosts here. So fully bodied apparitions, fleeting shadows, screams from empty rooms, footsteps, sudden cold thoughts, and disembodied voices are common here. Yeah. The number 1 is the Eastern States Penitentiary in Pennsylvania, the United States. So this was built in 1829 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So this prison first introduced the Pennsylvania system, which was characterized by solitary life for inmates. So inmates here would eat alone, live alone, and even exercise alone. Black hoods would be placed over other heads whenever they left their cell. So many inmates here went insane due to their isolation. But reports here include shadowy figures that disappear when approached, a dark figure that is occasionally seen in the guard tower. An evil cackling can be heard coming from cell block 12. Shadowy figures have been seen sliding down walls in cell block 6. Ghostly faces have been seen in cell block 4, and strange sounds such as disembodied footsteps, distant talking, and banging of cell doors have been heard. Okay, so that's it for today's video. So, bye.